Welcome to the PTs. Let's talk about flat panels if you haven't operated them before. There's some advantages and disadvantages to flat panels. One of the advantages is we don't wear out all the buttons, except we do have, which makes these really nice, we have a real remote control panel, an EFIS, and FMS that we can actually work, which really adds to the detail of this. One of the disadvantages, it's two-dimensional, and so we have to work those appropriately. That being said, this is a procedure trainer, and it really does a nice job as far as that's concerned. These are newer sims for us. We like them. One of the advantages these newer sims have are multiple inputs. The old ones, you can only have one person manipulating controls at a time. Here you can have up to 5 different inputs at the same time, which allows us to do a lot of things at the same time. So that's nice to have in these simulators. One of the things I want to point out are some of the bugaboos here that we see with guys new in the sim here. One is this clock here. When you go to do an engine start, the way to get the clock working for you is this button right here. And what I want you to do is press this button one time and relax, because it takes about a half a second for it to populate and start to go. And you can see it's already running. The problem is when people get here is they're impatient and they end up doing this, then they get frustrated with it and they go around the clock and now they've set all the wrong stuff on there. So stop, start, and reset. That's what that is, and that's all you need to know for there. The other thing I want to talk about is this mode, is the warning package here. In the airplane, it sits right here. It's in your face. When the light's on, it's bright, it bugs you, and you're more apt to cancel it. And here, not so much. It's kind of misplaced over here in the corner. In the airplane, typically the first officer takes care of this switch in the simply in here. I want you guys to cooperate to graduate. If you see it, identify what the malfunction is or whatever's not working, and then you can clear it from there. Just technique-wise, it's really not technique. You really need to get professional on this. When that light is on, investigate it, figure out what it is, and cancel it. And don't assume that just because you know what it was before that it was the same thing and cancel it. You can get in trouble with that. Always take a look at what's causing this thing to come online on the ground and especially in the air. Observe it and then cancel it. Okay, so that's the master caution. A few other things to pay attention to with this particular flat panel. We ask you to treat these as real as possible. The more you immerse yourself into the sim, the more you get out of it, the more realistic the event becomes. Some of the artificialities are the trim functions on here. They don't work very well and they mess with the algorithms, so we really don't trim this airplane. Even this one is almost non-functioning. So they work, but they just mess up the airplane, so don't mess with those. We ask that on the radios, don't input the radios. It's too cumbersome. You can play with the transfer switch, but we don't really switch or manipulate frequencies in there. That also goes with the transponder. The code is kind of hard to set, so we kind of pretend, and I hate pretending because we want you to be as real as possible, but those are limitations. And for the new captains, or if you're in the lessee, that standby altimeter is hard to work and manipulate, so we really don't manipulate that. Other than that, it's a really nice functioning flat panel set, and this will help facilitate better training.